Welcome to KIRSTIcast, the show where we hope to illuminate, entertain, and engage our listeners, helping them create the life they want. I'm your host, Kirsti Manna. Hi, I'm Kirsti Manna, and welcome to KIRSTIcast. Thanks so much for stopping by. Well, if you're like me, you may have gotten up early in the morning this past week to celebrate the life of Queen Elizabeth. Her funeral was quite the media event, and I'm so glad that I got to watch it because I really was inspired by her. I think she was a great lady, and she certainly lived a great life. She was a real leader. And you might say, well, she was the Queen of England, so of course she was considered a leader. She had fame and she had fortune, and everybody in the world knew who she was. But I think that you can be an everyday leader. What is it to be a leader? I think leaders have true qualities unique to themselves that have nothing to do with title or fame. True leaders have a lot of great qualities too, like being able to stand up for what they believe in, have a take charge kind of attitude, and other people look up to them. I was really inspired by something I heard Shania Twain say on the ACM Honors Award too a few weeks ago. She said she was speaking to her fellow songwriters, and I quote, she said, if you take the word follow out of your thought vocabulary, you'll be on the right path, your own path. I thought that was really inspiring and so true for any of us that are trying to be leaders to others. What is it to be a leader? What are some qualities? Well, I think one thing is, you can exhibit random acts of kindness. You can say what you mean and mean what you say and live by that. Stick to your word. Show others what you've done with your life. Do the grunt work. Show them how it is to be a success and how they can be a success in their life too. I hope that helps, and I hope you're going to stick around for the Shero Spotlight. Stay tuned for the Shero Spotlight. Welcome back to the Shero Spotlight, and I'm so happy to have this young lady with me in an interview because I've gotten to know her very well over the last few years because you might not know this, but I'm VP and creative director of a label called LuckySky Music, and she is our artist, and she is a really special person, and she's a really, really great country singer. I mean, a real country singer, and I love that. And I've had the opportunity to write a lot of songs with her and my dear, amazing Italian soul brother, Bill DeLuigi. But let me tell you a little bit about this young lady. So she's originally from a little place called Azle, Texas. And I've been there, and let me tell you, it is little. But that is where she's from. It's just outside of Fort Worth. She's lived in Nashville, Tennessee, I think about 5 years. Maybe I'm wrong on that number, but I'm close. She's married to Jason Engelman, and they have a wonderful business together, aside from her music career, where they flip houses, and she does interior design. And let me tell you, she smokes it. She's really great at that. We were really excited this past year to have a song that I wrote with her and Lynn Wilbanks reach number 43 on the Indicator Billboard charts, and she continues to release music this fall. I'm really excited to have her. Please make welcome Tori Martin. Hi!
Wow, what an intro.
Hi.
Oh,
You're welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome, and you're going to sing us a song later.
Yes. I think you're going to play with me too.
I think I will.
Okay, all right. We'll do it.
I think even we're going to drag Bill in on this. This show's kind of like all female, but I'll let him play on this.
Okay, we'll let it slide.
We'll let it slide.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good. So you've written so many songs, and you've written with some really great songwriters and a lot of different people in Texas. What is it that inspires you the most about an idea? When you get an idea, when you go in a room, what do you love the most about the inspiration of writing?
I think it's just so fun and unique, and I call them like little song babies, and each one takes on its unique thing. Like, you love this song because of this reason or that reason. And so I just love getting in the room with people and different people, because everybody brings something unique to the table.
Yeah.
So I try to kind of have a nice pot. But as of late, I have had a good, we've been knocking it out of the park, you and me and Bill D.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes when you get that synergy going, it's like, we need to write again very soon.
Well, and I think that we've, and I think it's good advice for anybody who's listening that wants to know more about songwriting or about being an artist who writes songs, is that it's good to, get kind of the momentum going, like maybe write a couple days in a row, because we kind of get on a, we get a vibe going, and then you can really crank some songs out. The old days when songwriters would write, they'd write all day long. Now we get in a room, it's like, okay, I got another write at 1:00, and you're like, you're punching a clock, and it kind of makes it weird, you can't put a lid on creativity when it's really happening. So
that's true.
So I like that. I like that aspect. What is some advice that you would give a young artist? Because you're an artist on a new, virtually a new label. It's not like LuckySky's been around for 50 years or something like that. We hope that it will be. But what is some advice that you would give a young artist who's trying to do what you're doing?
I would say put the blinders on and stay true to yourself. And that's probably two of the toughest things you can do. It's really easy and also difficult to not compare yourself to others, and just be who you were made to be. Right. And don't apologize for it, and stand up for yourself. I look back, especially because I started so young, there are times where I didn't stand up for myself, and then I regretted it, or I'm like, okay, I'll be what they wanted me to be. And it's like, no, I'm like, be true to yourself. But at the same time, it's like a fine balance. It's like, also be open, because sometimes people do have wonderful ideas, and it helps you grow as an artist. Right. But you in your bones, you're like, okay, this is not me, or this is me. Right. And so I say, stay true to yourself. Put those blinders on. Don't compare yourself, which I know is so hard. It's so hard to do. It's so hard to do. And I know, you're like so many artists, you're really into social media, and you're in it, and you're into it. And sometimes it's not fun to be into it, because it's a real commitment. It's a grind. It is. I mean, how much content are you putting out, would you say, per day? I know this answer, by the way, but I want you to tell our listeners. Oh, I put out something at least daily, but I contribute to my stories, reels, TikToks, Twitter, you name it. I'm kind of doing it all, and I do have fun with it. Like, that's the thing. You have to remember, just have fun with it. Yeah. I think it can easily cross the line of being like, oh my gosh, what do I do? This is a job. I'm stressed out. It's like, wait. This was all supposed to be fun anyway. Right. So let's just have some fun. That's so true about social media. I think that is really true. I think a lot of times people forget about, it's like a reality TV show of your life, but it's on a phone, And what are some things that you like to post about that you have fun with? One of my favorite things is my dogs. Yeah. So I have 3 dogs, which I know you're a cat person. So you're like, I can't relate to me, but I have 2 golden retrievers. I had a dog. I did have a dog once. Oh, you did? Yeah. I remember vaguely. You'll have to tell me about him or her. Yeah. But I have Duke and Daisy, and they're Goldens, and they're my big babies. And then we got a little Frenchie, and I'm just obsessed with her, and her name's Lucky. Well, she's really funny. She is She hoot. Does funny stuff. I love the video you had of her crawling on the sidewalk. She looked like she was auditioning for a part in a movie where she had to crawl in the desert or something. She probably could be like a dog actor. That dog could be an actor. She's cute enough. Yeah, and she's real dramatic. She's so dramatic. That's the thing, is our friends actually love that breed, and they're who turned us on to Getting Lucky, and they were like, these dogs will make you laugh every day. They are just so weird and peculiar, and I was like, okay, and she does. She's so funny. Well, and they look a little odd, And yes. They're like part alien. Yeah, right. I don't know, it's so cute. A frog, a little bit. I know, a frog. I love that. I won't tell her you said that. That's okay. I think she'll still love me. So tell me, what's the deal with your new music coming out? Tell our listeners all about that. Yeah, I'm really excited. I've been working on new music for a while. I was looking back. Last September, we did some tracking, here in Nashville, and we were just kind of laying like some of the bones and getting some things laid down. So I'm so excited to have new music coming out. It's a lot more, you know, traditional, but meets 90s country, which we all love if you're a country music fan. Retro, but Western. And I really feel like it's me. So I'm excited to put that new music out very soon.
Yeah, and so you and Bill Warner, who I'm married to, and he's president of Lucky. We got so many Bills in this company, and he's president of LuckySky Music. You guys have been in the studio working on different things, and I have to honestly say that I think what you're bringing to this music is, you know, that innate thing you have with Texas. You know, you're Texas girl, and it's really authentic to you. I think more than any music I've heard you record before this.
Thank you.
Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I started out in Texas. Let's see, I was 14. And I had my eyes set on Nashville. I was like, I just want to get to Nashville. And people around me were like, well, why don't you start here? Because there is a whole music scene. And there's a lot of opportunity here. And so I did that, you know, like grow where you're planted or grow where you're at.
Yeah.
And so I started singing in Opry houses in Texas, which is kind of like a dying breed. It's not really around anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Those were cool.
They're so cool and a great place to start because amazing bands. And you just walk up there and you sing a country standard. And so I really feel like that kind of is some of my backbone, having that country sound was starting there.
Did you ever sing on the Johnny High show?
I did. I even sang Blue.
Oh, you're kidding.
I did.
Because we knew him and his family, and he was such a great guy. We actually went to that Opry House a couple of times and saw some performances when he was still alive. So that's cool that you got to perform in that. That's, you know, kind of seems like it was a real slice of Texas, like the way songwriter nights are here in Nashville.
It really was.
Really built community, I think, for people, you know.
Oh, yeah. People would show up. They wanted to hear that country music.
Yeah, and they'd support their local acts or whatever. So what do you think are some of the difficulties for young female artists or any female artist, you know, in the industry today, and not just necessarily in country?
In country, I think some of the difficulties is just getting out there and still showing up. I think a lot of times, especially with females, we have to work harder. And I hate that. I remember being told that by somebody in the industry really young. They were like, you have to work 2 times as hard as the guy next to you. And I'm like, I don't like that, but it's true. You've got to work hard. And I think a lot of times you quit right before you're going to hit your strike gold or, you know, hit your miracle. So I'm like, don't quit. Keep showing up. I think that's what we got to do as women is just keep showing up. Be true to ourselves. I think that goes in line, too, with being an artist is staying true to yourself and not just doing whatever might be the flavor of the month or of the season.
Yeah.
Stay true to you. I think that will help people rise above.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your not movie. It's like a movie. Your TV series, Living the Dream.
Living the Dream. That is such a fun, crazy thing that happened. It was definitely my husband's idea, Jason. I can't take the credit for it. He was like, we should just film this whole crazy thing we're doing, chasing down your dream and doing real estate and interior design. I was like, okay, let's do it. And it's been quite interesting along the way. We started filming before the pandemic and then it got, you know, interesting filming during the pandemic. And so it was funny, like just such a throwback seeing some stuff where I'm wearing a mask in the store. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I know.
Wow. And I just remember a time where we would be terrified to even go in the stores because it was just such an interesting time. And we've had to fight so many things like with supply chains and furniture being gone but it was a lot of fun overall. The series is out. It's on Up TV, Faith and Family. And yeah, we had no idea we were going to end up getting picked up there, but I think it's really cool.
That's really exciting. I'm sure you've been getting some good feedback on that. And I hope the next time you shoot some, remember when you used to work on those houses in Georgia and you'd be sitting on the porch with your guitar? I want to get to see you play a song in one of those episodes. That would be a lot of fun. Are you filming any more of those soon? Or
We are. We have some other ideas for it. It'll probably be in the new year.
Yeah.
And next year that we start doing some filming. But I really love doing the Airbnbs and theming them. That's kind of like my thing that's different is theming them. It's just a lot of fun for me and just another creative outlet.
I loved the theme you did with the Grease theme.
Ah.
I really thought that was nice.
Thank you.
I liked well, I won't give it away if somebody hasn't watched the episode, but you've got to watch
right. Go check it out.
the Grease episode.
Grease lovers unite.
Yeah, that's really, really good. So tell me a little bit about your Stay Inspired story. What is something that happened in your life or in your career that really has stuck with you and continues to inspire you?
That's easy. My papa, he was like my true believer, and he loved country music. It was his heartbeat, and he believed in me at a young age. He knew that I could sing, like, that I liked to sing, and he just always encouraged me to do it. Yeah. And so I say this all the time, but it's true. If it wasn't for him believing in me and buying me my first guitar, and that's so funny to me because he got me an acoustic guitar, and he was like, well, all the country singers have an acoustic, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, but I'm a rocker, so he went and he traded it and got me an electric guitar.
Oh, that's funny.
I am not a rocker.
You told him you were a rocker.
I told him I was a rock star.
What made you say that?
Probably because at the time Avril Lavigne was like the hottest thing, and so I was Avril for Halloween, and she was a skater girl, skater punk,
Yeah.
So I became a country punk. I was in fact not a punk or a rocker.
Yeah, you're far from a punk
by any means, but just having that belief at a young age inspired me and continues to inspire me. And one of the last things he told me before passing, because he passed when I was 14, was keep on singing for Papa. So I think of that during the times I'm like, all right, I'll keep on singing for Papa.
I think he would have loved your What Would Dolly Do song a lot.
Oh, yeah. Anything that was really traditional, I think he would have just adored and loved, because that was his favorite type of country music.
Yeah. So let's talk too about some of the videos you've made. You made the first video I think you did was for the song Fun, right?
Yes.
And then you did a video for What Would Dolly Do? You did a video for Lucky. What did you like about working on all of those shoots? They were really different, all those videos.
I know. I was going to say, each are so different. Fun was fun. Yeah. No pun intended, but pun intended.
And you shot that in Texas, right? With a lot of your friends. And...
It was an interesting time because it was during the pandemic, later in the pandemic. And so people were still kind of scared, but it was my family. So I got to hang out with my family. I got my father-in-law to jump into a pool, which people are still to this day. How did you get him to jump in a pool? I'm like, I have no idea. A camera came out and he just jumped in. So that was fun. People can't believe it.
He is a ham, though. We have to say that.
They were like, how'd you get him to wear shorts? I was like, I don't know. What would Dolly do? I love Dolly Parton, which you know this about me. So that was fun, just putting on all the crazy wigs and all the glam and the outfits. I really enjoyed doing all the va-va-boom there. And Lucky, that's a really important song to me, to our team, and to Jason. It's kind of inspired by that. I wrote it with you and Lynn. And so I just loved finally getting to do that, celebrate the song, everything that it was, and bring some glamour and some Vegas, some Nash Vegas to the video.
Yeah. So if you could live anywhere in the world other than Nashville.
Ooh.
Tell me your top 3. I'm giving you 3 now.
Okay, I was like, what a toss-up. Like, I could definitely live in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Okay.
So gorgeous, amazing. I could live in Turks and Caicos. I'm going to the beach. We're dreaming big, right? So, and then I love Paris. I think it's just, there's something about it, about the writers and the history and the romance. I'm like, there's a part of me that's like got this dreamy thing where I envision I'm in an apartment and I'm like Ernest Hemingway, but I'm not. But I could dream.
Yeah. That's cool. You should do a cover version of I Love Paris. I think it was written by Cole Porter like in the 30s. You could do a real cool country cover of that. Okay. Since you love Paris so much.
I do love Paris. I'm French. So my family's French.
Oh,
so.
That's right. I always forget about that.
Yeah. I'm not Italian. I'm a Frenchie.
Well, we're close. We're close.
We're neighbors.
Yeah. Tell me what your power word is.
That is a good question.
I know they change a lot for people, you know?
They do. I mean, I would say tenacity. That's been such a thing that I've had in my life. I've been a fighter in my life, and so I've always had that tenacity to just keep going no matter what. So that's my power word. I think it does stick with me.
Yeah.
Through my life, yeah.
At what point in your life when you were a kid did you really think, I really think I'm going to try this music thing? I mean, I know when we're kids, I remember when I was a little girl, I thought I'm always going to do that, but then sometimes a lot of kids lose that desire.
Right.
They find something else to do in their life. They meet a guy and they get married and their whole life changes, But when was it for you? Do you remember like even a song that you sang that made you go,
oh man,
oh wow, this is what I want to do?
There are so many times I feel like they're just, when I look back, there's giant like lights and moments where it's like, okay, yes, my guided path. But the first thing that came to mind when you said that was I remember I was in second grade and they were going around the room and they were like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And everybody was like, a firefighter, a teacher.
Yeah.
And those are all wonderful things. And they got to me and they were like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, well, I'm going to be a famous singer.
Oh.
And they were like, oh, okay. And I was like Britney Spears. So I just knew, I don't know where that came from, but I just knew, I'm like, I want to be a singer like Britney Spears.
I know. And I remember saying that when I was in school, not that I wanted to be like Britney Spears, but that I wanted to be a singer. And they're like, there's nothing in the guidance counselor book for the singer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're like, wait, are you sure you don't want to just like teach PE? Like we could tell.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
The singing thing.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. And it's funny, how many, because I was from a really small town and your town's really tiny. And, how many people that we meet that come from really small places. I just have this theory about small towns. Either people, they stay there and sometimes they get in trouble and, and their life doesn't really manifest anything that they really want because for some reason they couldn't get out of that small town. Not that there's anything wrong with staying in a small town. Trust me.
We love small towns.
I love them and I'm from a great one. But when you have that desire, and that you're going to have to leave that place, to get what you want to get.
Spread your wings and fly.
Yeah.
I wanted to say too a song because you said a song. One song that I heard and I was like, oh wow, like that makes me want to sing was I Will Always Love You.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I didn't know when I first heard it. I heard Whitney Houston's version, which boy, if that wants to make like that'll make you want to sing.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was written by Dolly Parton. I found that out later. So just another one of those things where I'm like, okay, wow, she was my Shero in that moment. I was like, I didn't even know that was Dolly, and I love her, and she was influencing me at such a young age. And boy, Whitney, whew, what a singer!
Oh, I'm telling you, what a version of that song. It's just, it's so different than the way Dolly's version, is sung. And I, the first time I ever heard Whitney Houston sing that, I thought, who is this person? Her voice was like an angel,
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
So amazing. Well, tell me today, what are you grateful for? I always love to ask my guests that.
I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be in Nashville, to be surrounded by people who love me, believe in me. So that's what I'm grateful for.
Oh, that's great. That's really nice. And the dogs.
And yeah, I miss my dogs. I haven't seen them in a few days. I saw a lady this morning. I was on a walk and she had 2 Frenchies. I was like, lucky.
You're like, can I just hold the leash for a minute?
Seriously. It's so funny, but I miss them.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I know you're going to leave us with a song. And what are you going to sing today?
I think we're going to sing a new one, my new song.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to play on this.
Are you going to be on it? I wrote this one with you.
That's fun. Well, before you sing it, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the inspiration of that because the title is quite different.
Let's do it.
All right. Everybody stick around. We're going to be right back with Tori Martin and her song.
You're my Shero, more than a hero, and I look up to you every single day. Every day, my celebration, my inspiration is to be like you, but in my own way. You're my Shero, more than a hero.
I've spent years of self-discovery learning how to live a successful creative life. That's why I created my course, Spark Your Creativity, the Steps to a Successful Creative Journey, to help others discover their own potential. Your creative journey never ends. So why not invest in yourself and sign up for my course today at Kirsty.com. See you on the journey. Thanks so much for sticking around. I'm so excited. We're going to get to hear a song by Tori Martin. And before I say goodbye, I want to remind you to like, listen, and download this podcast and share it with everyone. If you'd like to be a guest, or you know somebody who would like to be a guest on KirstiCast, then email me at info@songwritergirl.com. I want to thank Funhouse Studios for hosting us today, Lance Goodman, our videographer, Bill Warner on sound, and Wynn Adams as our production assistant. Tori Martin's coming right up with her new single.
This is my new single, The Kmart Closed in Our Hometown, and it's based on a true story. Yesterday we lost a good-in, so Mama whipped up some banana pudding. Had PBRs in the yard and a real good cry. We started reminiscing about stuff we would be missing. Mama said nothing hit her like that since Elvis died. Now where we gonna get our Aquanet, where the good old boys gonna sit and spit while their wives are inside dishing dirt, trying to make the blue light special first. One I wouldn't give for a buggy with a wobbly wheel right now, since the Kmart closed in our hometown. I'm gonna miss those crowded sale racks, and if you cut the tax, they cut us slack. It's around here policy, 'cause it ain't no crime. I'm gonna miss Miss Clark the greeter. I never met a woman sweeter. The preacher said she got saved right on aisle 9. Yeah, I heard it in the checkout line. So where we gonna get our Aquanet, where the good old boys gonna sit and spit while their wives are inside dishing dirt, trying to make the blue light special first. One I wouldn't give for a buggy with a wobbly wheel right now, since the Kmart closed in our hometown. The truth is it ain't about the clear on number 249. No, we never really cared if Big K didn't evolve with the times. We like our small town vibe. So where we gonna get our Aquanet, where the good old boys gonna sit and spit while their wives are inside dishing dirt, trying to make the blue light special first. One I wouldn't give for a buggy with a wobbly wheel right now. Guess we're all getting the short end of the deal. And now, since the Kmart closed, since the Kmart closed, yeah, the Kmart closed in our hometown.
You've been listening to KIRSTIcast.